Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the daytime stream for Thursday. It's Thursday. We're starting at 3:30 today, a little bit later. I had a lot of work. I got a lot of it done. And then I was hanging out with Karis before we went live. I was doing some returns. I got a thing I got to return to a guy who shipped it wrong to me. And then I was doing some shipping as well because I had some eBay sales that Miss Alexis won't be in to ship till Friday. And then finally, Mike Side and I were talking about getting the other TikTok account running. So we were working on a variety of things. Oh, and I had lunch. All right, so let's see. So this is going to say pricing up the PSA return, slab rotations, because that's kind of the big thing right now. And what else? Pricing up the PSA return, slab rotations, free Slowking giveaway. Yes, there's a Slowking giveaway. All right, good. Okay. And here we're going live for Thursday day. Hey, what's up, guys? We're here. We're live again. We've been live for 7 years. Can't believe in November it's the beginning of year 8, and it's almost been a decade of selling Pokemon cards. That's pretty impressive, right? 10 years of Pokemon card selling. All right. So let me go ahead and start deleting these. You're invited to apply for a Venmo credit card. Of course I am. Your item hasn't sold. Reservation. Weird. Here's something from eBay. We don't want to miss that. And oh, another PSA submission has finished. Is that right? So I have just gotten an email. Here we are. All right. Oh, I got to sneeze, man. Hold on. Woo! Whoa! A card got a massive $260 upcharge. What? It's the Pokemon Ascended Heroes Pikachu illustration rare. I bet you that's the Forest Pikachu. That's a $260 upcharge. What? Oh man, I'm seeing a lot of 9s in this submission. Ancient Origins Primal Groudon got a 10. Was that from our XY Ancient Origins break? Is that mine? I wonder if that's potentially mine. That's a huge upcharge as well. That's $100 upcharge. That's got to be a big card. Let's see. Star Wars sketch card rejected from grading. Wonder why they did that. Whole bunch of 9s. Holy dude. They're just handing out all 9s all day. Wow, man. PSA is so freaking rough, dude. So another submission just finished, and I have to approve the upcharges. And there's a very substantial upcharge for whoever had that Pikachu. You know, back when we sent it, we didn't know what it was going to be worth. But let's see whose card that. First of all, yes, I approve. I'm gonna respond to the email. So we got to sell some cards, guys, because these PSA submissions are finishing, and they are charging my account thousands of dollars. So we got to make some sales. Let's see, to keep earning money, because I got to have enough for each submission that finishes. So we're gonna go over to the PSA sub. I want to see whose card that was. Actually, that was very recent, wasn't it? That was a recent submission. That's going to be the recent one. Let me look. I bet you that's the recent one. Here's a March submission. Wait, let me see the very first card in the submission. So the very first card is Simplified Chinese Gem 2 Eevee. Okay. Here it is. Alexandra Noor, she has Eevee Chinese AR. So then it's Shahir. Shahir got the Ascended Heroes Pikachu 10 and a massive upcharge. So how many cards? All the way up to 31, huh? So the first 31 is your guys' cards. 31. Crazy. All right, so let me see those first 31 cards. Ooh, a lot of nines and eights in those first 31. That is so harsh, dude. And then it says card number 37 is the Ancient Origins Primal Groudon. I got to see what that is because that might actually be mine. And I was not anticipating a 10 on that card. I think that is mine. I think that might be the Groudon from the Ancient Origins break that we were in. Do you guys remember that? All right, let me get the iPad open. Let's finish setting up the stream. We just started, guys, and I'm reading an email from PSA. The email is about getting upcharges approved, and it's telling me that an XY Primal Groudon got a 10, which was potentially the card I pulled. It looks like it's one of mine. We were anticipating a 9 on that card. It was off center. It was a good looking card, but it was off center. All right. That's the one you pulled. Damn, that's crazy. It's funny. I usually don't even remember what I've sent out for myself because I just sent it all out. I remember that break because we were having so much trouble finishing it. And so I think I took like 5 packs for myself or 3 packs or something like that just to get it done, right? And I remember near the end, I kept saying over and over again, I said, you guys, if you want into the break, you can buy my spots. If you want into the break, you can buy my spots. So I must have said that like 100 times. And because my job is to just sell the box for profit, and I'm a card shop. So, participating in the break, it's fine. I like the vintage box breaks. But the real reason I take 5 spots is to help the box look like it's getting closer to the end. Because by the time it's at the end, that's when everyone buys in, right? So I'm kind of helping the box along, and then when it gets close, I tell people, I say, "Hey, you can buy my spots if you're wanting in." Nobody bought them, and then that ended up being the one big hit from the box. And when we pulled it, I looked at it real careful, and it it definitely looked like it was not going to grade 10. And then according to this, it went ahead and graded 10. That's nuts. And they're charging me $110 over the price for grading for that card. I guess it makes sense, doesn't it? What other cards got a 10? You know what? I'll wait for it to return. Trick or trade. Looks like the trick or trades do bad. Yeah, a bunch of trick or trades failed again. I can see I sent in some gold version. Yep, I sent in some gold version poker cards. That's cool. Here's some tops cards that did bad. All right. Well, PSA does not hand out a lot of 10s, guys. They definitely reject your cards. Delay an e-check. All right, we'll keep in mind in that. Got a couple delayed e-checks here. Javier's the first order. It says he ordered an hour ago, actually. 3 Ascended Heroes. You got it. So we'll get that for you, Mr. Javier. And Joshua Whipple, who just ordered 31 minutes ago, 1 pack of Ascended Heroes and shipping. So we got 2 pre-orders for this stream. What are we missing to get the stream running? The website needs to be pinned. So let's get that. Does this mean the February submission got done before the January submission? PSA is doing them out of order. 100%. PSA is not doing our submissions in order. The one that we're pricing today is from December, and then the one that just finished is very recent. So they're just not doing it in order. I don't have any control over it. It's just whatever they want to do. But how do you feel about that, Shahir? That kind of helps with some of your bad luck on Prismatic. Imagine you had just avoided Prismatic and then just opened Ascended. You'd be way ahead, actually. But I think that one pull, the Pikachu, catches you way up on because you were kind of in a hole on your pulls. But I think that's like a $4,000, $5,000 card. That catches you way up. I don't know if it breaks you even, but it gets you close. I think you get pretty close to even, actually. Any upcharge for me besides the Pikachu? Let me look again. I think so. Yes, somebody got a Weiss Schwartz Goddess of Victory Nikkei proceeding with the plan. Roppy Secret Plus signature. That was a $40 upcharge. Your Pikachu is a $260 upcharge. Let's see. Ancient Origins Primal Groudon is an upcharge. So there were only 3 upcharges for the whole submission, but they were pretty expensive. All 3 of them were. All 3 upcharges were pretty high. Wow. So who had the Roppy, by the way? I think that's Miss Alexandra, maybe? No, 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 no. It's not. It's oh, weird. I don't even see it. Tops Gengar, Pikachu Gold Prismatic, Flareon. Oh, it is Alexandra. Here it is. Yeah, Weiss Proceeding Roppy Secret Rare Plus. It is hers. So she'll have an upcharge to pay as well. If you guys want photos of the receipt, I can share a receipt with you, okay? So if you need a photo, I can just screenshot it for you and send it to you in Discord or email, and that'll show you how much they were upcharging for. All right. So did we pin the website? We didn't pin the website. Let me get that done. Pretty cool. We'll go ahead and pin this. Yeah, anyone who needs proof of the upcharges, just ask. I'll just send you an image. Go ahead and close this. Close this. All right. That's one of the biggest upcharges I've ever seen, by the way. 260? That's like a good old vintage card kind of upcharge, but it makes sense because I think that Pikachu is really expensive. Let me see, PSA 10, Ascended Pikachu. I'm just going to type that in. It's okay, so it's like a $3,250 card. That's a really heavy upcharge. That's actually more than I anticipated. That's a heavy upcharge. Yeah, I don't know about that. That doesn't sit right with me. Dude, it does feel like they're ripping you off. All right. Well, here I'll show the. I'm gonna just this time. I'm gonna show the audience what an upcharge, a big upcharge looks like. Okay. So let me grab it for you. Oops. Give me a second here. I don't like that. That's so much money, dude. Okay. All right. Here it is. So, oops. $299. Now he paid 40 to grade it, so that's a $260 difference. Pikachu. Isn't that wild, guys? Look how big that is. Damn, dude. Come on, PSA. Jesus. Oof. I guess. I mean, they're the best selling product, that and Black Label BGS. So I don't even think BGS upcharges that harshly, though. I mean, that's really something. They're like, you know what? You owe us an extra $260 for that. Like, wow. Yeah, so we're not just plucking numbers out of thin air. That's a real upcharge. And if you don't agree to it, they will unencapsulate it. They'll break it back out of the holder. So I've challenged them on their, a long time ago, I challenged them on the upcharge. I was like, I don't agree with this. And then they said, that's cool. So what we'll do is we'll remove the card from the holder and send it back to you ungraded. That's what they told me. I was like, all right. So they don't they play ball for sure. They don't mess around. All right. Let's see. Let's get started with Javier's 3 Ascended Heroes. You know what? Before we actually open these Ascended Heroes, let me order some Ascended Heroes. Even though I don't have a lot of spare money right now. I have to do this because I have to know if it's going up in price. All right, it is pretty expensive. Okay. Let me do a little math on it too. Okay, guys, give me a second here. Divided by 36. It says I should sell the packs at $21.50. Okay, let me do this. I'm going to be pretty low on money if I purchase this round of Ascended Heroes and pay for this. We're going to click ship here. I think we're going to do the restock because I don't see anything that's better than Ascended until we hit the 30th anniversary. So this might be our last big order of Ascended. And we don't even have a big backstock of Ascended. You know, like we have some, yeah, but okay. I might be able to charge this actually out of the Bank of America account. Let me try to charge it out of Bank of America. Yeah, we have that option. All right, so we're going to charge it out of Bank of America. So that's good. Because we're going to run pretty low on cash in the PayPal account. Lower than usual. Let's put it that way. Two PSA submissions coming in back to back, and they're both multi-$1,000 orders. There's a lot of money. You just gotta have money. All right, there it is. We've placed. Is that right? There it is. We've placed a big order for a restock on Ascended Heroes, the best-selling product. Let me do one more calculation. Let's see. I want to see like a post-taxes calculation on this. All right, there's the order. Ready? Divided by 4, divided by 36. We really don't make much money on Ascended. I just want that to be clear. We take a lower profit margin on Ascended. All right. You ready? We might change that when it gets low enough. Right now, I'm still able to restock it. If ever there is a sign I can't easily restock it or that there's a shift in supply, you're going to see the price jump on it just to slow it down. All right. Welcome, guys, to the daytime stream. We're 16 minutes in. We had a big PSA return last night. We just got an email for another PSA return. It just finished. I just approved a pretty large upcharge. And some of the grades were looking pretty good, like that Pikachu got a 10, Mr. Shahir's Pikachu. It's redemption time for Mr. Shahir because that man suffered pretty greatly. Excuse me. He suffered at the hands of the infamous Prismatic Evolutions collection. That set definitely was pretty harsh on him. And so, but sometimes you get good luck and that helps. All right. So let's see. Javier, 3 Ascended Heroes ordered an hour ago. Let's get this. Retribution, yes. If only you pulled like 2 Pikachus like that in a row, and then all of that came back, you'd be like done. You know, you'd be back to even. The real question: do you sell it or do you keep it? You are okay. What do we have here? We've got Crocodile. What's their problem with my order? Last night I fell asleep. I don't think so. There we go. That's a week worth of groceries. Here's so yeah, that's what an upcharge looks like, guys. We had a couple upcharges in the previous submission, but the biggest one for a customer was only $3. So even in the case where it's $3 more, they still do it. It just must be like a number in their system. They just go, "Yep, upcharge." And so I waived that one. I paid for that one for the guy who got that card. And then I had a couple so for me, I had a couple cards in the previous submission that got upcharged by about $30. And then we saw a $40 upcharge, a $260 upcharge, and the XY Primal Groudon. I'm still so extremely excited that Groudon got a 10. I don't get it. PSA has like the harshest grading ever now. And now I've seen 2 cards slip by that I thought would definitely not grade 10. The first one that we saw slip by was that Destin Rivals reverse hollow stamped Moltres. I don't understand how that got a 10. Just see, oh, I just got a very important message from eBay. Let me look at this message. Give me a second here. Okay, the guy just said thanks. There is a guy, I'm returning his booster box of Abyssai. I bought some Abyssai off eBay early on because one of my strategies to get it as fast as possible is I buy from multiple people. You got people in Japan, you got people on eBay, you can just buy wherever you want. And the eBay guy, of course, is way overpriced, right? But so I buy some from him, I buy a whole case, and he sends me 1 booster box. This the second time that happened because we did the same thing with the Gem 5s. They sent me like 3 booster boxes. I ordered 3 cases, dude. So that happened twice, and it really hurt our sales. I think it hurt our views too. So we get less views because we don't have anything interesting going on, right? Like, by the way, look, last night, 91 viewers. So that's one of the highest numbers. Here's 94 on this Sunday. So 94 and 91. Well, yeah, because we had an awesome PSA return. So when cool things are happening, you get more views. So this guy, we could have had a Bisai earlier, but he screwed up the shipment. And so that cost us sales and that cost us viewers. And then The Gem 5 guy, he screwed it up, and that probably cost us sales and it cost us viewers. And then PSA and Tag both at the same time said, we know you've got thousands of dollars of submissions out with us, but we're going to go ahead and skip sending you anything for 2 whole months. It's just really rough. Speaking of which, is this further along? No. So we're still waiting on a tag submission to come back, and they're just taking their sweet ass time. Next up, we've got Joshua Whipple, 1-pack snipe of Ascended Heroes and shipping. You got it. All right. Good luck, Mr. Joshua. Joshua, you had 3 cards in that return. I'm trying to remember if they were good. You got that Charizard grade at 10. Here it is. I wish I was off for King Kamehameha Day. Happy King Kamehameha Day. Here we are. We've got Counter Gain, Ghastly, and Lunatone. Very nice. 6 says squeak. So you want to mess with the Squeak Squad? Here's Josh. Do you like the little voice I do sometimes? 6, are you happy about that? Is that pleasing? Joshua Whipple. Just the one little bag. Hey, mister, I see you have packs of Japanese Terror Festival. Do you have full boxes available? Yeah, so all of our Terror Festival product comes straight out of sealed cases only. They're not loose boxes and they're not loose packs. And I probably do have a sealed box. I don't know where. But I'm sure it's just laying around. And so if you were to order a whole booster box of them, then you would get a whole booster box opened. Dang, you got to work too, Mark? That's another set we haven't kept up with in a while. How's that set doing? Is that set jumping? It's hard to keep up with all the card prices. We primarily do our repricing right here in the live stream. All right, Mr. Joshua. I used to do my repricing sort of like, for the most part, I used to do it privately off stream, but I found it's very effective to do it in stream. I get one Friday off a month at my job, and then I took Monday off to go camping. It's supposed to be a nice weekend. I would be sleeping in my comfy bed. All right, so Joshua Whipple, getting him a label for today. Here. Whoa. That's too expensive. Okay, we still had it set to priority. So I added priority because I got to get this thing returned. eBay provided me a label for the return, but they wanted me to use like a FedEx label, and it wanted me to have FedEx print the label out. And I was like, I'm not doing either of those things. So I had to print my own label and lose $9. All right. Joseph Smith, 2 pokey shuffles. Oh, yes, it's time to fill those pokey shuffles up. Pokey shuffles could use some new slabs in them. Luckily, we've got new slabs. We have new slabs, guys. 2 cold ones. I'm sorry. We have old slabs too, like this guy. That's a consigned card. Let's get around to the consigned cards a picture, shall we? So this is a consignment. That's a consignment. Javier Tyranitar prismatic stamp, huh? It's a cool card. I'm gonna put it there. Tempted to buy it almost, but maybe not this time. All right, here's a Jake the dog. All right, so let me take a picture of these together. Mister's voice gets me going. What? Speaking of which, speaking of my voice, I don't think I'm coughing as much. I think my cough has kind of gone down a little bit at least. Have you guys noticed that? It was really bad at one point. Okay, so my theory that I did hurt my voice box or something with that one incident and that it just needed time to heal is potentially true. Okay. Maybe it's because I took Saturday and Friday off. Just think of that. I skipped a couple streams. Now, how about a new slab? Oh, Furret from something. Journey Together. Why did I even send this? It's got white dots. Must have just been in a hurry. That's not good. So we got a nice Furret. This card should not have even been sent. It's a furry. Yeah. So he'll be $25. Here's, let's see, Mr. Pat Gibbs. He says one Pokemon Shuffle Snipe. There you go, Pat Gibbs. If you're watching this stream and you've never placed an order, give it a try. Use the website. It's not too hard. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any questions at all. We are. When you guys place an order, you're the entertainment. Your orders are what we enjoy watching. There we go. One cold one for Pat Gibbs. I'm sorry, Pat. All right. Ooh, here's Poker Ride On. Okay. All right. Adventure Time on Disney now. Do we have a new trade slab, mister? Are we missing a trade slab? I don't think we have one. Oh my gosh, we need a trade slab. Let me get a price on this Ride On. I think he's a fantastic poker card. Vintage poker card. Take a look at the date on the label, 1996. That's extremely old. We're gonna actually, you know what? It might be easier to use my laptop here because I think I already have it set up, don't I? No, I don't. Playing poker Ride On. What do we got going on with Ride On? What's the new trade slab? We're gonna have to pick one. All right, so here is a Ride On, and he's a cheap and affordable $250. And let me scan him. We're gonna find out. Oh, but this Ride On was actually an older cert Ride On. So we might do a higher price because ours was graded yesterday. So first of all, this is a Pop 13 card. That's quite rare. And then, yeah, so here's one with the modern cert. Yeah, the other one is before the change in grading standards. So I'm going to copy the other one, the more expensive one. For me, there's absolutely no rush in selling these. I could take all these poker cards and just put them in the PSA vault and just forget about them. They're such a great card. They're such a great product. At this point in time for poker, I'm swapping over from how do I get rid of these quickly to get the next one graded into it's time to start hoarding these. It's time to start owning all of them and hoarding them. I'm in that position now. Earlier, it was more like, let's get some of these sold. Let's teach people about them. Oops. No longer. People know about them now. People know about them. Let me slab away the Mewtwo. Oh, the Ace of Spades Mewtwo. Maybe. I kind of wanted to keep them, but maybe the right price. Okay. Did we really not have a trade slab? Am I going crazy? I don't think we did. Okay, so trade. This time it's going to be Unified Minds. Why not? So why not? From Unified Minds is a 2019 card that makes it 7 years old. Pretty cute. That's what the trade break's all about. It's like cute little cards. That's a good call search. Sick card. Here's click. Ivan Rodriguez. He says he'll take the ferret. Oh yeah. Here he is. Beautiful. Oops. Ivan Rodriguez. Ta-da. All right, and we have an order. Mark J. Valerian for 2 spots in the Topps pack split. Such a good pack split. Mr. Siestman bought 2 whole booster packs of the Topps cards last night. That's a lot. You know, one day I run out of those. Okay, Mark Valerian. Did you not get my website order? I'm just taking care of all the orders right now. Have no fear. Some of the orders were actually pre-orders, so we got to get the pre-orders done, and then Let me grab this. Have no fear. Your order shall be taken care of. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So one spot left in the Topps pack split. One spot left. All right. And Javier, one live custom. Mr. Javier. I sent it before the current even got priced. Oh, I see. Okay, one. I see what you're saying. Here's one cold one. Very nice. Okay, let me set this over here. That's one cold one for Javier. And, excuse me, I'll send for the top. So the last top spots is sold. Now, here it is, Mr. Shahir. He says, he's got a big one. He says, upcharge plus Crown Zenith plus Twilight Masquerade. Nice. So the upcharge is done. And let's see. The Crown Zenith and the Twilight Masquerade. The question is, where am I storing Crown Zenith? I think it's back there. Here's Twilight. Ugh. So Twilight's easy. Maybe we're in here. Let's check this box. Oop, what tipped over? All right. No, not in here. That sucks. Maybe I have to get a new box of the Crown Zenith. Yeah, looks like I need a new box of Crown Zenith. I'll be right back. One moment. Woo! Ta-da! One Crown Zenith. And we'll grab this box with the notable empty bag in it. I bet that empty bag was the Crown Zenith. Is that card on the right fake? What, the Squirtle? Nope, that's real. People are still learning about these. These are called Pokemon poker cards. It is. It's a playing card, like what you play Go Fish or Solitaire or poker with. In Japan, they were called trump cards because there's a game called Trump. PSA just calls them playing cards, which is a very confusing term because it's so broad. I call them poker cards. I love calling them poker cards. So this card is super expensive and super rare. Looks really good. All right. Popping that in there. Oh, it's really cool. Yeah, that's what's cool about these poker cards. There are people still learning about them, and they have the exact same artworks as the Top Sun collection. Have you ever heard of Top Sun? But they're actually older than Top Sun, 1996. See, PSA has been correcting its Top Sun cards to have the correct date on them, and the Top Sun cards are actually they were printed after the playing cards, so the playing cards are literally older. So Top Sun Squirtle. So here's a Top Sun Squirtle. All right, here it is. Check that out. Top Sun Squirtle, Poker Squirtle. Precisely the same artwork. And it's kind of a annoying thing because look at the label. It says 1995. PSA figured out later that that was not correct, so they updated it. I think now it says like 1997 or something like that. This is 1996, the same year as the base set. So the poker cards are older than the Top Sun cards. But look, they want $10,000 for that. I only want $345 for that. Let that sink in. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Topsun goes for so much, and it's not even the real deal. Look at this. On May 23rd, Topsun Squirrel went for, now look at this label. So this is a corrected label, 1997. So that is now officially the correct label, 1997. And that sold for $28,000. That one card, 28. This one sold. Look, this one also says 1997 on it. Oops, come on now. It won't let me do it. All right, there we go. So that's the correct age of the Topps card, or the Topsun cards. And once again, it's the same art. It's exactly the same art, except Topsun has like some red and green on the front. Look at the back of the card. The back of the card is cooler looking on the poker. Look at the poker card. So how does this one sell for 5,000, but the poker card's only 345? Think about it. So that's why I'm real focused on them. I think that the hobby will inevitably be forced to admit that the poker cards are good. They're actually older than Topsun. They have a nice minimalism look to the front. I don't even think Topsun are like a TCG. I don't think they're a game. You know what I mean? I think they're just collectibles, kind of like Tops. And whereas you actually can play games with these. So you can play very old, very well-known games like blackjack with playing cards. Okay, you ready? So I've been teaching people. Oh my God. Look at that. Wow. Way better luck now, Mr. Shahir. Look at that, everybody. Wow. What a hit. So beautiful. Now we got another card to send out for you. We got to send out this one next. But you're going to have to wait till PSA opens up. You could alternatively send it to Beckett or to CGC. CGC is going to be the company we're using right now, guys. So the next big submission is a CGC submission. Looks pretty clean to me. All right. One pack. There we go. See, the good karma's coming. I guess that was in the reverse hollow spot. You don't get a reverse hollow? Weird. There was no reverse hollow in that pack. That's one of my chases. Let's go. You know what's crazy is I recently sold it, and now it's made its way back to me. Here's Dreepy, Vulpix, and Blissey. All right, you got a cute little Blissey as well. Not a bad round. You're going to make people envious, Mr. Shahir. But you can't envy Mr. Shahir. He's done his time in jail. He was in the Prismatic Evolutions jail. He was in the 90% of gamblers quit before the big hit jail, where you keep going deeper and it just gets worse and worse and worse until your wallet finally gives out or something. Well, that's much better results. I don't know how you're getting such good luck now, but man, you were just getting killed in that other set, weren't you? I kept saying it too. I kept saying Prismatic's the hardest set that I've ever seen, ever. I kept saying that, and then you're like, you know what? Give me another 50 of those. We are. Hey, grabbing this, put that in there, and we're grabbing this, putting that in there. Good. Pre-grade on the Mewtwo, I can do that for you. All right, so he's paying $3 for a professional TCC pre-grade. This pre-grade will tell you whether to send it to BGS or not. Okay, let's just go ahead and peel it back out of there. The centering is quite good, actually. So it's really impressive, the centering is. It's a tad heavier on the bottom. The card's not actually perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the issues. So when we zoom in, we're seeing a little white dot. That's an issue. And there you go. And that's an issue as well. So after reevaluating the card, I don't think that this would be an easy PSA 10. There's a high chance at a PSA 9. Just because of those white dots, because we know what PSA is doing now. They are extremely, extremely unforgiving on the dots. You know, this actually might be a better card to send to CGC. Because if it turns into a PSA 9, that's not great. If it turns into a CGC Gem 10, you can still work with the Gem 10. So, you know, what would I rather, let me ask you, what would you rather have, a CGC 10, Gem Mint, or PSA 9? I'd rather have the CGC 10 gem mint. We know the gem mints don't sell for as much as a 10 PSA, but we know that they sell for more than a PSA 9. That's what we know about them. And actually, we have a CGC submission out. So when that comes back, we'll be studying it real close. That's why we're experts, because we study the cards and how each company grades. When a card comes back that we knew was borderline, we study how it was borderline and we go, wow, it's interesting that this got a 10. Now you could wait for PSA to open and send us to PSA anyways and just cross your fingers. Because I tell people this, when a card's worthy of a 9, send it anyways. Because there's always that small chance, maybe 1 in 100 chances, that it just squeaks by. And then it's all worth it. So I send my 9s out, especially if it's a good 9. So your card's in that price range where even if it is gonna definitely get a 9, you'll still grade it. Still worth it. There it is. Do you rip pack yourself or do you buy singles? I have a variety of methods to acquire cards for grading. Like, let's grab a little stack over here from the return. Where did this come from? This is actually from a very long time ago when we used to open up tons of XY evolutions. And I would acquire hollows from sets people opened, whether it be like through trade or abandoned bags or something like that, or someone donated them. Because back then this was worth pennies. Nobody cared about it. Booster packs were $5 for an XY booster pack. So people would just be like, I don't even want the reverse hollows. So what I did was I carefully stored those over 7 years, and now I have a back stock of old XY and Sun and Moon hollows to go through. This was you can't open this from a booster pack. This is a vintage Cardos card. It came from a vendor, so you can just buy them used, and then you just hope you get a good one. This is actually a promo. So sometimes we open stuff that hands out a promo, and I will grab a loose promo and grade it occasionally. In this case, I really did open a booster pack for myself. So I said, okay, let's grade something that's not Pokemon, and I opened a pack or two of. God, isn't that sad that that got a 9? Look at that. This is so cool looking. But anyways, sometimes I do grade cards from packs I opened. This is from a vintage blister pack that I opened. It was a third-party blister pack that came with bonus cards. One of the bonus cards was this Togepi. Sadly, it got an 8. I really wanted this to be a 9 or 10. I guess a 10 was what I ultimately wanted. I've regraded it twice now, and both times it just kind of comes back as 8. So I'm ready to give up on it now. And these are also promo cards. So these are vendor cards from the Sealed DOS collection. So I don't really open a lot of packs because I sell you guys packs, and I want you guys to know, I want you to feel confident that you don't compete with me for the chase cards. So I don't open the packs because it's up to you guys to pull the big chase cards out, not me. You can sell me the chase card when it grades, or if you don't want it. Like, see this Cerulege? So this Cerulege probably was a trade. This Lily's Clefairy was actually a singles purchase that I purchased a long time ago when the set came out because I perceived that this set didn't have too many good cards in it. This would have been a pre-constructed deck, Japanese, for a Team Rocket Returns that I paid a lot of money for, and some of that even graded well. Look at this. This would be the classic collection. It's not a booster pack. It's a promotional item, again, where you get 3 pre-made decks. And so you can see a lot of my cards are not coming from booster packs. And when they do, it's usually an abandoned bag, a trade, some hollows or something. That's what you are seeing. Are those Stitch Seal DOS? That's called Stitch Seal DOS. It's a set I always knew about, but I found a group of them to buy one time that was reasonably priced. They're usually not reasonably priced. And by the way, when you buy them, they're almost always in terrible condition. No one keeps those in good condition because it was kids back then and the kids didn't know what to do with them. So they're never in good enough condition to grade even 9. So even a 9 of the Seal DOS Stitch is pretty good. So I found some decent ones with the seller I'd grown familiar with, and I probably bought them for hundreds of dollars. Are those for sale? Specifically, the Lily's Clefairy. So the Lily's Clefairy will be for sale, but it's going to be a break. I like to take some of the chase cards and turn them into breaks. Here's a card that's for sale. This is Tammy's Absol, Pop 28. It's a Black Star promo. You know, this probably ought to go on eBay. It's so expensive. I don't think the average person is going to buy that one. That's one of those like niche cards. Maybe I should offer. Ooh, this is Quip's drawing. the proceeds of this drawing go to Miss Quip, and she spends it all on markers and stuff. But here it is. Her Cubone's pretty close. 3 spots remaining if you want to be in this. It does include encapsulation, so this will be encapsulated and authenticated when it's done. And then here are the pack breaks. This is done. Don't try to jump in this. Here's Fates Collide, though. That's running. All right, Mr. Shahir, thank you for the big order. I really appreciate it, man. Congratulations on your Pikachu. That's such good luck. Very, very enviable card. A lot of people want that card. And so hard to grade 10 anything. So, yeah, it's really cool. Sergio L12, he takes the last spot in the tops break. Here it is. So you guys are going to watch a vintage pack of tops go off. So we're going to say L12 here. Mister, did you get my order? If not, it's okay. I came into the stream late. Yeah, your order was for shipping and like 1 or 2 other things. Did we actually hit the ship button? Yeah, it looks like we hit the shipping button. Yep. All right, let's get that tops break, guys. So expensive now. It's all so expensive. Nowadays, you guys are going to be forced to collect 9s. That's where the hobby was always going to go. It's going to get worse over time. At some point, you're going to collect any number. You're going to collect like 3s and 2s. That's where it's all heading because many of these cards are so rare, there's less than 500 of them. Really let that sink in. You think there's more than 500 Pokemon fans? Yeah, there's more than 500. And you're competing with all the businesses, and now there's investment squads full of gooners, and they're all like, "Oh, I'm going to collect all this, and it's going to go way up in price." So you're going up against everybody. Lots and lots of Pokemon collectors out there, genuine collectors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. People who are millionaires or celebrities, they want them too. Here's my theory about Pokemon cards. You know what the next step is? The next step, somebody's going to put a prestigious Pokemon card collection into a museum, and that museum is going to make so much money selling tickets for people to come in and see PSA 10s of famous Pokemon cards. So that's what happens next. The next thing you know, those cards are going to be displayed in museums or in, like shows or something like that. Maybe like a whole like famous hobby collections, like Pawn Stars or something like just anywhere where you can display it and make money for having it on display. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what happens next to these cards because they generate attention and people love looking at it. Mr. and his museum talk, Luis, the ultimate gooner. The sad part is there isn't much niche stuff left to find out about. Yeah, so that is a big problem, actually. You are correct about that. There's always something, though. I'm going to tell you that. There's always something you didn't think of. There's always something you didn't think of. The poker cards are going to be my crowning achievement. I already know it. My position on the poker cards has become absolutely insane over time, over the last 6 years. And I can see their age, 1996. I see them selling. The Trico just went for 650. I know for a fact. I dug in at the right time before the big explosion in demand for them, and they look good. They're hard to grade. Everything about it is pointing toward a sign that I'm in this incredible position with them. So I'm very lucky. It wasn't just luck. I was kind of making my luck. It's like casting a reel out into the water for a fish. If you never cast your reel, you never get a fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sometimes you get a big fish. All right, give me a number. I'm very, very happy with my situation with the poker cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 20 years worth of poker cards I can grade. All right. I'll be grading them real slow. Okay. Good. Okay, so here's the pack. Is it sticky? Ah, the common sticky. Ooh, that's too bad. Ooh, that's real sticky. How about the hollow? Hollow, not so sticky. Looks like somebody's getting a Nidoran. So we've had some pretty good luck on these, but this one appears to be bad luck. Let me set this down. Yes, it's a Nidorina. This one appears to be a sticky pack. So I'm going to go ahead and unstick them ahead of time so that they just come undone. The tops cards are tricky because sometimes you get a pack that's like perfect and sometimes you don't. And I was telling that to Mr. CS Man. I was saying, the reason why these packs are so worth opening is if you can get a high quality pack. And let's see what we get here. All right. I tell you what, I might have some spare cards. I'm going to hand out, what I'm going to do, since this pack is so sticky, I'm going to hand out 7 spare cards to everybody. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need one more card. 7. So what I've decided, since the pack is so sticky, as a gesture of niceness, I've gone ahead and picked out 7 non-sticky ones. These are from a much more rare top set too. So the people in this break are actually pretty lucky. They're getting double cards this time. Here's Mr. Haktua. He's got a very sticky Raticate. And then you can see on his belly, he's got a line there. So it's just no chance at a 10. But he shall also pick up the Titans Awaken Pokemon the Movie 2000. Huge upgrade. Pokemon the Movie 2000 is one of the rarest boxes. Here it is. All right. Huge upgrade. Just sharing the wealth here. That's all I'm doing. I didn't have to do that. When you enter these tops breaks, you take a risk that they could be sticky. You take a risk on that. But we're just going to upgrade you guys just because I'm being nice today. Maybe I'm in a good mood. That Primal Groudon graded 10, you know. Here's Mark J. Valerian. Okay, Mr. Mark is going to take a Firo. Okay. Expedition Cubone at 6,300 and counting. Feel like it's shield. Hell no, dude. That's one of the best cards in the hobby. That's not shield at all. That card should be like 25,000 as far as I'm concerned. Okay, Pokemon the Movie, Mark J. Valerian. You get a challenge to adventure. We used to sell these packs in a open box, and they were super expensive. I think they were. I can't remember. Were they like 400 or something? So Mark, and that was before Pokemon card prices exploded. Now the prices have exploded. The Groudon you pulled got a 10. Yeah, apparently got a 10. Remember looking at it a couple times and going, this is a 9. Remember that? Because it was off center? That apparently turned into a 10. How wild is that? So I'm in a good mood about that because we were not expecting that outcome. And again, it just shows you, even if a card looks like it's going to be a 9, just send it out. Just give yourself a chance. Here's an NHCC, and he's going to pull pretty messed up looking Jesse. And your bonus card will be the Water Spout. Maybe not as exciting of a card this time. I like that Articuno right at the start. The Articuno, that was a really good one. All right, NHCC. Wow, I love that one with the Pika. Here we are. I told you, ha 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 ha. Me and Russ told you. Well, I was looking at it, and I know, think about it. PSA is just so tough on their grading now. I mean, we had all these other PSA 9s, and you look them over, and the card's nearly perfect, but it's got like one little tiny flaw, and then they go, that's a 9. So the idea that the Groudon just gets to pass, like, okay. Maybe it's because it's an older card. I don't know. But another one, the Moltres, they passed that stamped Moltres, and that one surprised me too. When I pulled that, I was like, oh, this is a guaranteed 9. That's how I felt about it. But I sent it out anyways, and I'm glad I did, and it got a 10. So maybe it's just a bit of luck. Maybe the grader is feeling generous. Maybe they have certain policies where they're harsher on wide edges, but not on centering. I don't know. Inside the airship, nice. Ash, Pichu, and Misty in this one. That's for Mark J. Valerian. Again, this tops pack ended up being sticky, and this time I'm just going to be a little extra nice about it and toss a couple free ones out. These particular free ones are from a very rare top set. So if any of those graded 10 for you guys, you instantly have an incredibly rare tops card. I'll show you a water spout. Gonna watch the World Cup? I don't know. It's a good question. Aren't they having trouble selling tickets to that? I think they're having trouble selling tickets to that. All right, you got Nato King. Mr. Mark J. Valerian was in here a couple times. And here's, you got the Taco King. 3 treasures completed. That's a cool Ash card. Pokemon the Movie 2000. That's a movie. I watched it in theaters when I was young. I saw it in theaters with my siblings. We also watched the first Pokemon movie in theaters. There we go. Mexico won 2-0 10 minutes ago. Nice. Who'd they beat? No more Mark J. Valerian cards in here, right? Here's a Mr. Shahir. All right, Mr. Shahir. So you're in luck. You'll actually get 3 cards, I'm pretty sure. That's because It's supposed to be 7 cards per pack, but this whole booster box has been 8 cards per pack. So I let the second to last guy take the bonus card. So you're going to get both this Weeping Bell and this Persian. So you're going to get both of these, and you're going to get the other card too, the free card that I've been handing out. So a Persian. Now I would not necessarily grade these guys. They're not going to grade, but you could put them away into a folder. You could sell them to someone who wants to put them into a folder. Pokemon at Play looks great. That one looks real nice. Okay, so there you are with 3 cards. Oops. Okay. So that's for Mr. Shahir. He's having a very, very good day today. He just found out that his Pikachu from Ascended confirmed got the 10. Now it's no longer a theory, it's real. And then right after that, he pulls a nice Mewtwo out of, there you are, Sword and Shield Crown Zenith. Pretty cool. Pretty hot. Now, who's pulling the holo? Serge says he got the holo twice. That's good luck. So, but this time, actually, you know what? It's not that lucky. I'll tell you why. Because it's in just terrible shape. Look at it. That card's not going to grade 10. It's still pretty. You could display it. Not going to grade 10. And then off to this to save the world. Wow, you got the best one from the Pokemon the movie 2000. Wow. All right, that's cool. Congratulations, man. Pikachu, Lugia, Ash in one picture. That's great. Sergio L12. Sergio, we're keeping you over here, aren't we? Yes. We have Mr. Tyler Land's slabs. Is he here? We found these pretty easily. I need to tell him in Discord. What was his Discord name? I think it's Starscream. All right. Good. So this goes into the Sergio bag. You got some top loaders in there? Good. I'll put them next to the top loader. We like the top loaders. They provide some stability. Look at the previous pack. It was so not sticky. Crazy how that works. All right. Which one's cards? I think there was a single pack left. Did anyone buy that? Yeah, there's one last pack, and then we're sold out of Goosebump. And then we're not returning it to the menu. That's going to be that's an event booster box. So we might have the new event's probably going to be um, whatever it's called, the Powerpuff Girls. Oops, there it is. That's the end of the Tops pack. Congratulations to everybody involved. It was looking bad, but then I generously handed out some of my own personal cards for grading. Those were my own personal cards, Tops cards, that I was saving in a box to be graded. We're going to go over here to the Breaks History channel. We're going to say Tops booster number 4, and this occurred at 58 minutes. All right. I think we should take a break from the Tops packs. No, I tell you what. Well, we could open the first movie pack, but I believe it only has 5 cards in it. So it would just be much more expensive to open. So we got a Fates Collide running. I'll take this and set it to the side, this holder. If you guys think of what you'd like to see next, let me know. What could go in the next round? Certainly another Ancient Origins. That's pretty expensive. I kind of took the vintage packs away because they were getting so expensive that I just couldn't see myself putting any up there. But I don't know, actually. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I should just look for the cheapest vintage packs. Your connection has expired, requires additional security. Oh my God, dude. My accountant's going to tell me he can no longer look into my bank account. Hey, it's Steven Leon. Hello, mister. It's been a while. Would like 6 Pokemon Destiny Rivals. I should have a bag still. Mr. Steven Leon. Steven, you should have a bag? How old? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. It would be in the ST box. I don't think I've heard of a Steven Leon bag in a while, though. Let's see. We got Stephen Chang, Steven Gonzalez, Soul Despair. What a name. Steven C. Oh, you do have a bag right here. It was approaching 1 year old. Welcome back, Mr. Steven. All right. So you do have a bag. Let's see what was in there. How much for the Fates Collide? $12 per spot. Or you could just buy the whole thing out for $120. Here's Behayem, Zekrom, Excadrill. Let's see. We got Mewtwo, Persian, Tyranitar. Oh, I like this Tyranitar. You should trade away your Tyranitar. Let me tell you something. If you don't like that Tyranitar, trade it to your old pal, Mr. Cardconomist. I love that Tyranitar. He's one of my favorites. Ready? All right, this is for Steven Leon. How much for the Goosebumps pack? $10.50 if it's not already sold. Goosebumps did pretty well, don't you guys think? All right. All right. Throwing that away. Olive, Aracuda, oh. I'm here, mister. Ah, yes. How's it going? I found your slabs pretty quickly. I think I told you that. You know, it was Miss Alexa's. She just put them in the wrong tee box. So nothing really bad had happened. They were just right there. Okay. So I can put those up for consignment if you'd like. All right. I think that's what we were doing, right? Nose Pass Electrike. Ooh, Electrike. How much would a 2000 tops pack be? So I do have some loose packs of that. However, I determined that they were sticky. So what that means is you could open one and just see if you get a good one, or you could leave it sealed and just grade it as a sealed pack, which is what I was planning on doing myself in order to optimize. I was planning on leaving them sealed and just sending them out to grade. Here's Yan Mega. Hey, Yan Mega. And, you know, because if the cards inside are going to be hard to get 10s on, might as well just grade up the packs. The packs are box fresh, so I was just looking to sell them either to you or consignment. All right, cool. So we'll get them up on consignment. Would it be worth opening those for a sticky first encounter card? What's the first encounter card? I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, if you get a sticky card that you're happy with, then yeah, I guess so. Now I don't know what the price would be per pack these days. It's probably outrageous. You got Yan Mega? Oh, brother. We have a new trade slab, by the way. You can trade your holographic Poke cards to get a spot in the trade slab. So that's includes you, Mr. Stephen Leon. You guys can trade anything out of your bag, but this card specifically is useful for trade breaks. Basically, you would have me take $5 or whatever you don't want out of your bag, and then you would get a $5 spot and a nice little why not slab. Even though PSA Silver Lugia still goes for a decent amount. All right, so here's Miss 6, 2 of the Gem 2s. You got it, Miss 6, 2 Gem 2s. Now, before we go any further, I think we should price up another card. Oh, I tell you what, let's price up Mr. Tyler's cards. Tyler, this says 64 on Wild Force Vanguard, but we have to confirm if that's correct. Might have gone up. 047. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. It's a Japanese version of the card. All right, and the cheapest one right here, $60. So 64 is still correct. Okay. I have a rat named Shiro. Mister, you got games on your phone? That's an old one. It is. Now it's all about, I don't know about that fried rice. It's fried. All right. So this is going to say 64. Let's go ahead and put C for consignment on it and Tyler on the back. Yeah, so if you guys pull a card out of the Poke Shuffles, you don't actually have to re-roll it because a re-roll could end with you losing the card. You can actually just put it up for consignment. Old maid me out. So here's a mouth for 40. All right, so 40 it is. Get out of my room. I'm playing Minecraft. All right, so we've automatically priced them at 64 and 40. Tyler, you're allowed to change the prices on them. You can overprice them. If you do that, we'll give it a red sticker. You can underprice them. We might give it a green sticker if you do that. Okay? So that people know what's hot. Throw this away. All right. New slabs on the table, guys. 2 gem 2s for Miss 6. All right. Snipping this. Okay. Let's see. You got a little Umbreon and boop, boop, boop. Ah, a stamped Espeon. That's nice. There you go, 6 stamped Espeon. Let me plug my phone in so that it's charging while we're here. I was watching the CoffeeZilla video on bricks and minifigs, but I didn't get to finish it. I was running out of time and breakfast was over. I was also watching the whole Belfast thing. They're going nuts over in Belfast. Belfast, Ireland. That's Northern Ireland. It's actually a part of the UK because the British stole it. So we did hit the view bounty, everybody. So let's start handing out the Shahir slab. What's the view bounty? The view bounty is basically like we have to get as many views as yesterday, and if we do, then we start handing out a card. So the keyword here is Arabi, because Mr. Ahmed Arabi is the oops. Wait a second, that's the wrong button. That doesn't count. I gotta reset this for today is what I gotta do. Oh, that is the wrong keyword. So wait a second. It should be Arabi. And we're gonna hit done. All right, so the keyword is Arabi, Arabi. And so we got to thank that guy because he was very nice. That was a $70 slab, by the way. I don't know if he's here right now. If you see him in chat, his name is Sultan Gaming. So he's a very cool guy. He's the guy who's been opening those Naruto tins. Cool, man. All right. So thank you all for helping us reach 72 viewers. We'll hand out the first spot now. It's Mr. Shinobi. Yeah, that's the new thing. We were doing like a likes bounty. Now we're doing a views bounty. Excuse me. The views bounty has been really eye-opening because it helped me understand how views change day to day. Like, look at the difference in views here. $57, worst day, double daytime stream. Yeah, so the daytime stream for Tuesday, there was a mistake where we had to restart the stream. So I imagine YouTube did a double ping in the daytime. And then I'm guessing as a result in the nighttime, it did no pings. So this was the worst views for like the all the way up to now. I don't know how many days this is, like 20 maybe. So this is the very worst views was the day on the double ping. Pretty interesting, right? And then look, this is one of the best days, 91, and that was the PSA return. So when you have something good going on, you get way more views, and when you double ping, you don't get any views. Pretty interesting. Pretty much what I already knew, but the little chart there just confirms it. All right, here's Mr. Thim. 5 of the triplet beats. Triplet beats. Where do I keep triplet beat? Let's see. I do not remember where I keep this. I think we keep it over here somewhere. Aha. Okay, I think I found it. Make sure I don't grab too many. There we are. So triplet beat 5 of these. Remember, the Magikarp comes out of here. That's a great set. 5 of the OP16s. That's the new OP16s. Yeah, we got a new set. Do I need a fresh box of it open? Do we already have a box? Here's a box. Not true, Serge. I like them fresh and crunchy. She's talking about wrap burgers. She likes them when they're French and crunchy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The tail is what adds the crunch. Love me some wrap burgers. And then 5 the Yu-Gi-Oh! V. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Vs have been exploding, man. And 5 of the Riftbound Unleashed. Yes, Riftbound Unleashed. We sold over 2 cases. This will be the 3rd case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Outselling Pokemon. How's that even possible? Riftbound's doing so well, it's crazy. So this is a Mr. Hathim order. He's going deep for Thursday daytime. Thanks, Mr. Hathim. That's a cool order. Oh, that wasn't even 6. Was I looking at the wrong person? Did the box giveaway from Hawk go? Yeah, crazy enough, Miss Alexis won again. And so I'm going to take a break from putting her on giveaways. She can't win that much. It actually felt bad. I was like, dude, she's just ganking the giveaway each time. The idea was just to help her out a little bit with some, having some cards because she doesn't have that many cards. We are. And I want her to kind of get into collecting, so I'm trying to trigger that whatever part of the brain that makes you want to hoard cards a little bit. So I'm trying to get her into that a little bit. And here we are. So I just toss her in the giveaway on the days that she does shipping. But the crazy part is she keeps winning them. And so I was like, all right, we got to we're gonna have to take a break from that or something. Who should I can hand out a free spot to someone else. Who do you think I should hand a free spot out to? There we go. I was handing out a free spot to her. Is there someone you think is super deserving? There we go. Mike Side, Tammy. Boop. Let's see. Hold. Here's the little duck. Give one to Mike's side. We could give one to Mike's side. Here's the duck. Okay. Hold. Hi, Dragon. I think part of the reason why I give it to Miss Alexis is because she doesn't really get that many hours either. So her paycheck's not super huge. So I want it to be kind of like, here's a little bonus from, working here. There we go. Tossing that, but it was a little too effective. Here's a hollow. Ooh, my eye. Now, if we can get her to do encapsulations, she'll get lots of hours. See, most of the hours John was getting was from encapsulations, not shipping. Shipping takes, a couple hours per week, but the encapsulation, that's what gets you up to like 20 hours. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarity V. Okay. Call of the Haunted. Scapegoat. I'll show you, super huge. What? Okay, Scapegoat. Oops, knocked over the bulk there. Here's some hollows. And here's some more hollows. All right, lots of hollows, obviously, but you get one Scapegoat. Oh, one more pack. How about the overframe? Let's get that overframe right now. Where is it? No overframe. Ow, here's some of these. Pilt over Enforcer and Calm Rune. Meow, 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 meow. Got that Minecraft music playing. Scorn of the Moon and Poppy. Poppy? Okay. At doctor's right now. Sorry, I'm not in stream. You're at the doctor's? What are they telling you? You are? I bet they're saying you got to stop. You got to slow down on wanking it, spanking the monkey. Yes. Well, it looks here like you've spanked it too many times. Here's Thrill of the Hunt and Deceiver. They're telling him to buy more Pokemon. Oh, you are. Thrill of the Hunt, Deceiver. Looks like you have a serious dopamine problem where you're just not getting enough. I recommend immediately opening more Pokemon cards. All right. Very cool. I didn't see any massive pulls in this round. Okay. I see you're suffering from low dopamine. I'm a doctor and I'm medically prescribing more Pokemon cards. So let's take a look at this. So we got some of these nice cards: Gloom's Deceiver, Thrill of the Hunt, Scorn of the Moon, Poppy. Eye Poppy, Piltover Enforcer. Oh, you did. You got a full art. You got an etched Calm rune. I don't really know how valuable those runes are. They look nice though. And then Scapegoat. You got an SR. And you got this guy right at the beginning. Too bad he wasn't Magikarp, because I would have made this round hot. Magikarp would have made this round hot, Mr. Hithim. It would have been hot. Okay, very good. All right. Ta-da! Pass this in here. I think you should give it Euler a free spot. He's been super active. See, there he goes. Who? Computer. Look up two jinxes kissing. I don't know, but in the waiting room, 100 degrees. That sucks, man. All right. The doctor's going to look at you and be like, I think it's anxiety. Have you been sleeping enough? Try drinking more water. Make sure you take care of your mental health. If you haven't been eating enough, take care of that. If you haven't been drinking enough, take care of that. Next. This is as much as Western medicine can do. Mr. Rue VS says, will you be adding the slabs to the website? You know, what I ought to do is add the big expensive slabs to the website. But no, all the slabs end up going to the table and just rotating. And if you want to see all the slabs, you got to join our Discord server, because we take pictures of it for the Discord server. The reason I'm not going to upload them to the website is just too much dang work, man. Because they sell so fast. They just sell pop, 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 pop. They sell super fast. No website needed. They sell right here on the table, right in front of your eyes. Speaking of right in front of your eyes, here's two breaks that I think are exceptional. You got 2019 Snorlax. This is one of the coolest Snorlax artworks out there, by the way, guys. If you don't own this one, you suck. You got to own this one. Okay, you don't want to miss out. Take a close look at the artwork. I mean, it's just amazing. Not only is Snorlax very cute, but look at these Pikachus. And then look at the little Torchic. It's like something out of Totoro or something like that. Very good. You don't have one, you're going to wish you had one. And then this Neo First Edition Ghastly, does it get any better than that? A Neo Destiny, anything. It's going to be expensive. First Edition Ghastly is only pop 146. Hardly any of them out there. I'm sure there's not a bunch more coming into the population either. It's just not going to happen. Have you seen the price of a booster box of Neo Destiny? I bet it's like 200,000 or something. Let's see. I'll look it up for you. You know what? I haven't looked it up in a while. Neo Destiny booster box. Remember, this first edition, so we need the first edition one, right? All right, let's see. So here's an unlimited booster box for 70,000. Okay, here it is. Neo Destiny first edition booster box, 230,000. Look at that. I wasn't even that far off. There it is with 23 watchers. That Ghastly came out of that box. That box costs $250,000. So here he is. He graded 10, and you have a shot at pulling one for 40 bucks. Odds of 1 in 13. Not bad. It's pretty cool. Ghastly is always going to be popular because Gengar's the third most popular Pokemon in the hobby right now. Did you catch that? Gengar is the third most popular Pokemon. Let's see. We've got Mr. Alex. $40 to Slab Away. That's good. All right, let's see. Slab Away. Mr. Alex is up here. This goes down to 1204. Damn, dude. This is almost 1 full year old. Mr. Alex, we got to wrap that one up. Here's Mr. Chensek Vong. He wants 2 Chaos Rising. 2 Chaos Rising. You got it. Okay. Weak, mister. I want to see the Pokies you don't want to sell. Hey, what's up, ball players? Nice to see you. We were kind of showing those off last night in the return, but we can try to show off some of them now. I think the biggest one I got that really got me excited was the so where'd I put it? It should be near me, actually, shouldn't it? I think it's in this pile. Hold on. So not this. So I love this one right here. This came in the return. Rocket Moltres. And then this one, which we really didn't expect a 10 on, Rocket Moltres Destined Rivals stamp. And then this Bulbasaur Sealdos Stitch Touch. So cool. Right? So those were some of the biggest cards in the return, grading 10. All right, what we got here? Squeak, buying that. Here's Fanpy. Oh, I love this Crobat. Did you guys notice how cool this guy looks? All right, beautiful card. This is a Chaos Rising pull. And I don't know what it is, but they put Crobat in a lot of sets. He's a powerful Pokemon, and such a big upgrade from Zubat. But he makes it into a lot of sets, and the artwork this time is just so cool. Okay. I'm jealous of the Stitch Touch. Yeah, so some of the nines might come up for sale, but I have to decide if I sell the nines, hold them as as a sort of like appreciating asset, or crack them and send them to CGC. See what happens. You know, they might do better over there. All right, so that's for Mr. Chensik Vong. Second opinion, you know, there's a big difference between a 9 and a 10, and I've only attempted one grading with them. I wouldn't mind regrading. Ready? Haha. As badly as I want them, crack them. It's probably acrobats typing for battles. Okay. We got this. We got this. Did you get my order earlier? One pack. Oh, I already read that. That's an old message. The phone will not keep up with the iPad for there we go. There we go. I'm curious, does every 1996 deck have a Charizard? Nope. No, they do not. That's the whole reason why the Charizard's so undervalued and expensive. So those poker decks do not come with the Charizard the majority of the time. He's an extra pull, and you have to get lucky, just like a booster pack. Now your odds aren't terrible; it's like 1 in 3. But by the time you've pulled 3 decks, you've opened like I don't know what it is, like $3,000 of decks at that point. And then even after you find them, maybe he doesn't grade 10. What if your deck is off center? Well, congratulations. You bought a poker deck where the whole deck is off center. So no, you yeah, like almost none of the cards are grade 10. And we actually got pretty lucky with ours because ours was also off center. Like take a look at this Mewtwo. This one just came back. Now the reason there's no Charizard in this return is because this deck didn't have a Charizard. So it's just a bad deck. I wish I hadn't opened it. Wish I kept it sealed. But also, it's a little heavier on the left side than the right side in this deck. And I was like, look at this corner versus this corner. I was a little worried that PSA might decide to turn it into nines because of how harsh they are right now. But no, it still passed. So it shows you, you know, PSA does allow a little bit of off centering, just a little bit, just a smidge. But yeah, I was scared about that because the whole green deck was off center. But it's not just off centering. There's print lines. There's this issue with the poker cards where they get gray dots. So there's this gray dot issue, and that happens frequently. So a lot of them have gray dots. So you could open up 3 decks, finally pull a Charizard. He's off center. He's got a gray dot and a print line. So all that can happen. So you need to jump through all those hoops before you get a PSA 10 Charizard. Pretty interesting. And those decks are no longer cheap. They used to be cheap. Now they're expensive. And don't place any bets on used decks. I scour the market every day for used decks. All the ones on the market are bad. I already checked like 100% of them. And the reason why those used decks are bad is because they shuffle with them. Back in the day, 1996, you know how they played, you know, black whatever they were playing? They did this. Brap. They went brrr. They shuffled them. They're all ruined. Not a single one of those are grade 10. They'll grade like 5 or 6 maybe if you're lucky. So don't even bother with the used ones because they're pretty bad. They're in terrible condition. They actually shuffled with them. All right, David Moray's 2 Trump packs, 1 Merlin pack. There you go. I was talking about how excited I was with the poker cards because I know I'd built up something good. And that is from a lot of practice, a lot of experience, a lot of understanding the market for a long time. So I'm very happy what position I'm in. We are. I was looking at a deck for $900, but did you know only like 16 of the cards in the entire deck are gradable? The rest are all terrible cards. They're all like, they don't have Pokemon on them, you know? So that's like a little piece of knowledge you don't know. You only get a couple cards to grade. And if those don't grade 10, you're just like, you're out almost $1,000 because after taxes, it will be $1,000 after taxes. And then, yeah, if the deck is off center, which oftentimes the only reason that someone's selling them now is because they know it's a bad deck. So they look at the back of the deck and they go, oh, this one's off center. So then they go, okay, that's going to eBay. They go, oh, look at this deck, but they don't show you how off center it is because you have to take a look at the back of it usually. They don't show you that part. Then when you buy it, you go, oh, the whole deck's off center. Is so getting top tier poker cards that can actually grade 10. It's not impossible, but you're going to pay a price. You're going to pay a real price to get good product. All right, David Moraes, ready? Does CGC grade Merlin? Yes, they do. Merlin sticker's going to pump next. Well, they already did. Merlin stickers pumped already. They used to be so cheap. They could pump again. They're pretty cool. I mean, look, this is actually a Topps product, and I don't know, it looks cool. I like the Gengar. The Gengar is really good. I like the Gengar. I think I own 2 of them. All right, you ready? Yeah, I know a lot about poker cards. There isn't a single poker card deck on eBay that I have not already evaluated, and I evaluate them every single day, multiple times a day. That's how often. Here's Playboy. Here's Playboy. I've evaluated every single deck multiple times. I know all the sellers too. All right. I've been working on that for 6 years. Here's Playboy. The only thing I wish I bought even more of them at the start because they used to be a lot cheaper. If I'd gone harder at the start, that would have been even better. But I actually went pretty hard on them. So, you can't regret what you did and didn't do when it comes to the hobby because if you do that, you're just gonna make your head spin. Doesn't help. You just gotta think about your next move. Here's Mr. David. That's some advice. I have 6 Poker's Arts now. What? You are? I think it's a very smart move. I think anyone who followed me in and actually held and didn't sell is probably already looking, first of all, at a profit. So your poker cards already went up, and they're just going to go up further. Is because all the other cards in the hobby, all the regular TCG cards, are like beyond expensive. No one can afford them anymore. You're looking at like $4,000 for like a Flareon 10 or something like that, or $8,000. So then you turn around and you look around and you got like a poker Flareon for like $200. People are going to do the math. They're going to say, "Oh, there's a 1996 poker Flareon for $200. Why am I not buying this?" So that's what's going to occur over time. They're going to say, "I'm a Flareon collector, and here's one of the cards I don't have." Okay. Glad we all found you. Hey, what's up, Mr. Digital Saloon? How's it going, man? Does if everything have cards now as even Playboy has cards apparently? Well, these are old. These are like from the 1990s, the Playboy cards you're looking at. And there's no nudity in them, by the way. No nudity. They're very safe to open. Um, People don't open them for the girls. There's a Donald Trump card in there, and he sells for a lot of money if you pull him. So that's why people open it. And we've been selling that for a while, and it just sells out. We sold a whole box of it in a break the other day. It was our specialty star break. We have another specialty break running right now. This Naruto break with 2 people in here. Ooh. All right. Tops Naruto, jump in there. You can pull a 1 of 1 out of there. We've already pulled a couple 1 of 1s, and I'm sure we'll find more because I have a lot of them, and the 1 of 1s are just coming out pretty quickly. It's a sign that they didn't print very much of it. Here's Joseph Smith, 2 of the triplet beat. All right, you got it, Mr. Joseph Smith, 2. Joseph Smith, 2 triplet beats. All right. Oof. Only collect 1 piece myself, but want the diamond grass starters. Snip of this. I mean, like Venusaur, Bulbasaur. Yeah. Shoop. Ready? I have I have a little bit of One Piece myself that I'm holding. Ooh, Clodsire. We had a gentleman pull the OP5 Gear 5 Luffy out, and he sold it for like $8,000, and he thought he was doing well, and then it jumped up to like $20,000. He was like, "Dang it!" Joseph Smith. We were talking about it. It was an unfortunate. I mean, you couldn't have predicted it. It's like what I just said. Like you can't think about what you did and didn't do in the hobby because you'll make your head spin. Right? Like, oh, if only I'd bought PSA 10 first edition Charizard, I would be doing so well. So you can't think about that too hard. It'll make you sad. Here's Joseph Smith. Just go with the flow. There we go. Do you have a tree chew for sale? Trico? I did have a Trico on eBay and he sold. but I don't have one now. Oh, actually, no, I've got a holographic Trico that came back with the return. He's in here somewhere. Let me get these priced up. Let me get a card priced up. So here's Rayquaza. Ooh. He's a 9. He's probably going to be like 25 to 40 bucks. This is really cool, right? Rayquazas are a top tier Pokemon. Everyone wants Rayquaza. Now, this guy should be pretty cheap because he's a promo, and so there should be a lot of them out in the wild, especially 9s. Rayquaza. The number is 029. I'm already sad. What? Why are you sad, 6? Okay, so he's going to be $35. Rayquaza is never cheap. He's always expensive. Here's a big card. So I graded this guy. It looks like I knew he wasn't going to grade 10. I mean, look at the front. It's just immediately obvious that he's off center. But he got a nice 7. So this could be a seriously fun card. PSA Cardos Dragonite. And let's see what we're working with. So let's get the cheapest one of any grade. Okay. He meant the Pikachu from Ascended Trikachu. Oh, Trikachu. Somebody graded one as a 10, but I don't think he's going to sell it. Maybe he will. I don't know. So here's one, but it was graded a very long time ago. Ours was just graded. So I'm going to give ours a price of, looks like 365. I need more price tags. Never seen that Dragonite before. So this Dragonite is from the Pocket Monsters Cardos collection. It's one of my favorite card sets. And I've got the Dragonite from this set, like 3 of them. And I got the Gyarados from this set, like 3 of them. I'm a big fan. Very hard to grade. It was an exclusive Japanese set from the year 1997. Here it is. This one will be $365. Okay. Freshly graded, fresh cert on that one. Okay. Well, let me go grab this. I like collecting all kinds of cards. Oops. This set, the Cardos set here, had a number of cool cards in it. There it is. Some people call this the gooseneck Charizard. This Charizard was illustrated by the original anime artist for the manga, and that's Ken Sugimori. So he illustrated this. He illustrated the entire collection, and it's just really rare, hard to get 10s, and you can't open booster packs to receive these. Here's a nice Sealdos Lizardon. Only 3 of these in the world last time I checked. Let's see if that's still true. So this is a really rare Charizard. Charizard completionists will need this one. And all they got to do is ask my price. It's so cheap. I would sell it right now for 3,000. This one's still pop 3. So you're looking at a pop 3 Charizard. So your buddy TCC has one of the rarest Charizards. Now this one's definitely better than pop 3. Look, he's pop 100. But keep in mind that includes both the green version and the red version because they never separated them. So the real population might be like 52 reds and 52 greens if you just take an average, right? So maybe 52 and 52. Then you flip it around, and there it is. It's got the Game Boy artwork. That's the Game Boy sprite from the video game. How cool is that? So I like to call these Game Boy Cardos, and this is Ken Sugimori Cardos. You could also call it Pocket Monsters Cardos. Pretty neat. Now you know. Kind of dumb not separating red and green. You're preaching to the choir, man. They did all kinds of dumb stuff like that. Like they didn't separate the different print waves of Topps Series 1, even though they're extremely distinctive from each other. Totally different patterns in the hollow foil. And they just said, group them all together. What? Come on, PSA. And then they didn't want to correct their mistake either. They said, keep it going. Mr. Hatham, 2 Ascended, 1 Magic Spider-Man, and 5 of the Unleashed. You got it, man. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one Spooderman. Where's my Spooderman? Right here. One Spooderman. This is another big order for Mr. Thim. He wants 2 of the Ascended. This stream brought to you by Mr. Thim. That's a big Dragonite. He could easily be a break. He could be like a $400 break with the star spot. Okay, we got 1, 2. Okay. All right. Good. Ready? Snipping this. And we're snipping these. And we're snipping these. All right. And snipping this one. And snipping this one. Ta-da! Let's see if we can pull that Pikachu or the Gengar, because heavens knows, we've opened enough of the packs. We've got Mega Charizard. He's probably pretty solid, actually. Nowadays, even a Charizard EX myself or something. All right, and Monkey Dory. All right. Nothing too crazy popping out of here. They did the same with Priya Radhanami, never differentiated between Alpha Wave 2 and Unlimited. Oh my God. Come on, PSA. They're the best. All right. That's cool. I mean, I really like PSA grading. Everyone loves to complain about PSA grading, and then all anyone buys is PSA grading, and all anyone wants to grade with is PSA grading. Like, I think it's time to just admit we love hating on the thing that we enjoy the most. Elder Dragon, like, they want to do a lawsuit on PSA for being a monopoly. And it's crazy when I think about it. No other company in my lifetime has made me wealthier than PSA. The number one reason that I'm doing well today is PSA. CGC helped, Tag helped, BGS helped, but it was primarily PSA. So here's this company that transformed the lives of a bunch of people. So obviously we have to punish them. God, they suck. I hate them. But they've done bad things, and they've had bad PR messes and, you know, and employees who did things they shouldn't have done. But I don't want to see them go out of business or anything like that. People are mad about the upcharge. Hey, if you don't like the upcharge, just go grade with the CGC. Bada bing, bada boom. You have options. It's called business. You don't like the deal? Go grade with a different company. Tag grading, BGS, CGC, SGC. You'll still grade with PSA. But people want to do like a lawsuit for the upcharge, but then they'll still want to grade with PSA. It's like, I don't know, dude. That's like cringe or something. Don't know how to describe it. It's like cringe. Venom, Evil Unleashed. Wow, starting out strong, man. That's a cool common. That's cool looking. This is Magic the Gathering Spooderman. Doesn't matter. They don't look at wealth generation. They look at the company owns too much of the market. Let's see. MB was on delay. Well, they aren't even a monopoly. They don't sue you if you want to open up your own grading company. You got AGS. You got Ace Grading. You got all these other companies in China and Japan. That's not a monopoly. You've got Tag Grading. You got CGC Grading is the second largest grading company. That's not owned by PSA. So yeah, I mean PSA owns a lot, but it's not a monopoly. You could argue an oligopoly maybe, but it's not a monopoly. That's a lie. It's just not. It's definitionally not. All right, I'm gonna sleeve up this Venom. I like it so much. Venom, Evil Unleashed. I'm a big Venom fan. He was my favorite. He was my favorite Spooderman character. It's just fundamentally not a monopoly. They have actual competitors. Here's Web Up. Here's Risky Research. Here's Sinister Hideout. You want to know why they get so many grades in business? It's not because they're cheating. It's because everyone wants them. That's just good business. You know, What are you going to do about it? Spider suit? That looks cool. Spider Slayer? Hatred honed. Whoa, I don't know about that spider hater. That sounds racist to me. Here's cheering crowd. Here's hide on the ceiling. Here's pumpkin bombs. That's really cool. That card looks really neat. Too bad it's not hollow. And infernal grasp. Wow, an ultimate green goblin. Ooh. All right, infernal grasp is one of the reasons why you open this set right here, guys. Take a look at that. Wow, dude, that looks crazy. Okay. Whew. Super cool. PSA owns everyone except Tag and CGC. Well, don't you remember how people were complaining that there were too many grading companies? Like, remember there was like a whole time period where everyone's like, there's too many grading companies. And now it's the other way around. Now there's only one grading company. What happened to all the other grading companies like Degree Grading, PCG Grading, Cardconomist Grading? um, again, Ace Grading in the UK. You've got I don't remember the name of the new Japanese company that does well. Um, and Tag's pretty serious. It looks like it actually already surpassed SGC. So Tag surpasses SGC. They had to shut down because they're getting so much business. That doesn't sound like a monopoly. Um, you know, and then again, CGC is the number 2 company. It's the number 2 by far, right? Like PSA does 1,000,000, CGC does 400,000, and then the rest of the companies don't even come slightly close. So that to me does not look like a monopoly. It just looks like PSA is doing well. So you got a lot of PSA haters, and I'm not a PSA hater, but I'm also not a PSA fanboy. I'm neither of those things. I'm just a guy who observes things as close to reality as possible. That's what I like to do. I like to observe things as they are. That's the same reason that I didn't want to jump on the hate train for Mr. Jason Page, because it's not just me playing devil's advocate or wanting to be a hipster, but it's because I'm just looking at it going, there's not enough evidence. The facts of the story don't point to this evil character. He's not an evil, oh, this guy's got to go, he's bad for the hobby character, you know? So we are. Once the facts were out, my opinion changed easily because that's the kind of person I am. Degree grading is doing good as well. Yeah, exactly. So, you've got all these other companies, they're all sprouting up like weeds, but then we're claiming that there's a monopoly. I mean, it's just not right. It's just not true. It's not actually a monopoly. The barrier to market for grading is like $30,000. You can just get started tomorrow with get a $30,000 loan and get started tomorrow. Yeah, the real reason is people want PSA grading. That's good business. Very different from a monopoly. It's like, oh, well, why does the iPhone sell so many iPhones? It must be a monopoly. No, people just want the iPhone. Now, if iPhone was suing everybody who made a smartphone, that is a problem because that looks like a monopoly. That looks like a company trying to create a monopoly. But PSA doesn't sue anybody. They're not suing people for making the same product they make. Here's Hawk. He says 10 pokey shovels. All right, you ready? I just got an email. Hold on. I just got an email from a guy asking me, what day would you estimate my order ships out? Hey, this sounds like a shipping question. When did you pay for shipping? What was the name of the order? All right. Here we go. I'll respond to that email. All right. We're allowed to have a little bit of fun now. I think the queue is open. Is the queue open? Wait, no. We had a right, Mr. Hawk Camacho. Queue is not open. Or it is open, but it's not empty. I don't have a legitimate preference. I just prefer to buy and hold PSA because they move easier. ARS Grading is the Japanese exclusive grading company with the metal label on the bottom of the slab. Yeah, exactly. Like ARS. You see that all the time now. ARS. 1, 2, 3. If anything, it's very good to have a company like PSA because it's a United States company. And when that company makes money, it makes money for the United States. So for once, we got a great company in the United States and it's doing all kinds of international business. And so quick, let's punish it. Like let's destroy it. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. PSA gives a bunch of Americans jobs. It helped people build like fortunes with their card grading. You know, it's an innovative company that no one else was doing at the time. It was happening here in the United States. They were the first movers, early movers. So quick, slap them with a monopoly lawsuit. Like, man, dude, we just hate winning. We hate being successful. Quick, stop them from succeeding. But I guess people were upset because they bought BGS and they bought SGC. I get that. I get that. That does look like it's heading toward a monopoly. But again, their actual biggest competitor was not BGS. BGS, many people don't know this. BGS barely grades any cards. Did you guys know that? They do not grade a lot of cards. Their volume is super low. BGS grading volume is tiny, and it's just a fraction of what CGC does. So when people hear about like the monopoly, this politician claims, oh, it's a monopoly, they probably never even researched that before. How much business does BGS actually do? Same with SGC. SGC actually does less than BGS. So the amount of business they do is a fraction of what CGC does, PSA's actual competitor. All right, let's see. Latios. You know, it kind of happens with the soda too. Like it's Coca-Cola and Pepsi. That's it. It's just two big companies. And then they just kind of buy up the smaller companies around them. You could call that an oligopoly. That's not a monopoly. All right, so Latios. He's not a huge pull. We've got Mr. Latios right here. He's a $40 pull. So it's kind of a rough round. He's from 2023, by the way. So this card is already 3 years old, and it's a legendary holographic bird. Take a quick look at that. Good. PSA will try to buy CGC. Don't kid yourself. Then they will upcharge on every order. People complain without doing proper research. Yeah, I mean, I could probably get on my phone and look up the difference in grading. What are we thinking here? I don't like Coke or Pepsi. So there's a third company, but it's much smaller, and it's called 7 Up. So that's the third soda company. They own products like, well, 7 Up and Dr. Pepper. They own Dr. Pepper. So that's their big two, 7 Up and Dr. Pepper. So there's really just 3 soda companies. Should we sue Coca-Cola because they're the biggest? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, you know? Roll them. All right, you get it. You got it. So this clicks down to 30. Good luck. He says re-roll. Bigger companies swallowing up smaller ones is just a hidden monopoly. Again, you're using the word monopoly. A monopoly is when one company has all the control. And I don't see it that way. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. There we go. Bill Gates was in trouble because he had a monopoly. There was a big oil company that had a monopoly, and I don't remember what it was called. It was called like General Oil or something. It was really, really a long time ago. Okay, you ready? All right, so your re-roll. Oh, wait, this goes back in for 35, not 30. Your re-roll is for 30. It goes in for 35. Your re-roll is 30. That's the 90%. Ready? Monopoly is a board game. I sent a cash app. Yes, sir. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's cold. Mr. Hawk, I'm sorry, man. That's a rough round. I'm sorry, man. All right. No luck. So next up, we have an order from Jose Arredondo for 3 Pokey Shuffles. Let's get those real fast. Told you to keep it. Whoa, what are you talking about? Oh. That's Jacob Chickering talking. I got confused. I thought I was being 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. What do we got? Well, you never know because you only need one card to hit the jackpot out of this. 3 cold ones. Jose Arredondo. Sorry, man. All right. No luck there. We have an order from Hathim. 1 more Spider-Man, 2 more Scented, and 4 Riftbounds. We got 2 more Scented, 4 more Riftbounds, 4 Riftbound Unleashed. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you also want the Magic the Gathering Spooderman. All right, good luck. Did the gem box go off? Yes, it did. The gem box did go off. Now we're doing a giveaway that was provided by Mr. Ahmed Ahmad Arabi. I don't know if I'm saying his name properly. Two of these. Mr. I'm here. How many PSA Orthworms are left? Oh, I've been holding them back for you. Good luck. What do we got? Fan Rotom. We got Fan Rotom. That's when you know you've made it, when you collect your first Fan Rotom. Is Korean Terra Festival chase cards as valuable as Japanese? Hey, great question. Generally, no. They're going to be cheaper, but they are valuable. So they're going to be cheaper, and they're going to be sort of like, the booster pack is cheaper, but the pulls are also cheaper. That's how it's going to be working. I may need to check in on the Japanese set for Terra Festival. That's the second question I've had about Terra Festival now. I may need to check on the Japanese set and see if it's moved in price. There's Void Reaver. Here's V. Whoa, V. And here's Would You Master. Hey, bro, show codes, please. You got any codes? Codes! The good old days when kids still ask for codes. They don't ask for codes anymore. Hey, you got any free codes? I'm from Brazil. All right. Venom's Hunger. Whoa, you're getting all the Venom cards, man. Look at that. Crazy looking. Grow Extra Arms, Selfless Police Captain, Gallant Citizen, Subway Train, Prison Break. Uh-oh. Here's Prowler, Clawed Thief. Here's MJ, Rising Star. Spider-Man Noir. That's cool. All right, here's Mountain. Here's Parker Luck. Spider Sense. Carnage, Crimson Carnage. I'm sorry, Chaos. Carnage, Crimson Chaos. Oh, and Clever Impersonator. Uh-oh. Interdimensional Web Watch. And a cool little bonus card at the end, too. Some kind of artwork card, art series. So you got a cool little bonus card at the end there. All right. Codes do got value low key. Back in the day, they used to have more value. See, back in the day, you used to have to like sell them one at a time. And we are. Okay, put that there. Until they introduced apps that would buy your codes back from you. And then those apps were very easy to sell codes on. And so everyone started selling codes through that app. And then the app was able to sell the codes or something like that. I don't know what they did with them. But yeah, I mean, they created apps for gathering codes, and suddenly code value dropped significantly. See, codes could be pretty valuable on. They could be valuable on like sets where maybe it has like optimal playing cards in it for the TCG, and those codes could go for like 25 cents. And so if you had 100 of those, I mean, that added up real quick. All right, so Mr. Athim, all done. Yeah, you get like $25 back from opening your packs. I mean, it was significant enough because it was so easy to gather those codes up to sell on like eBay or something. You just had to have a little hustle to get it done. And I used to do that actually. I used to sell some of those codes and I'd make a little bit of money from it. It is eBay and lots of 500. Yeah, you could sell them on eBay 100 at a time. Exactly. I found like 4 EDBs of just codes. If you play online, you get a lot of free packs for the game, but people are lazy. You can sell your codes back. Codes. All right. So that is done. That is done. That is done. I believe I had a gentleman who's still asking about shipping. He's in my emails, so I'm going to go look. So he says, let's see, Mr. Tyrone Hendren. All right, we're going to go to history. If you play online, you get a lot of free packs. All right, so here we go. We're going to say Tyrone. I guess what you're saying is people are too lazy to play the game to get the cards they need. So it says he last shipped on 3/26. All right. So let's find out how he paid. Tyrone seems to use PayPal, it looks like. Okay, let's go into PayPal and look up Tyrone. I'm PokeCode rich. I have a bunch of SCP boxes full with codes. Here we are. Log in. 99% of players just cookie cutter top player decks and use those. What the hell? Dude, PayPal's so annoying trying to force you to make a pass key or whatever it's called. I'm not trying to send money. Why did it send me to send money? This website is being so stupid right now. Take me to all transactions. All right, there we go. And now we're going to look up Tyrone. Here it is, Tyrone Hendren. And, so his orders are coming from the website. So they are in PayPal, but I can't see anything that he said. So now we're going to search the website. Tyrone. We're on a mystery tour. It is on May 29th, he ordered Scarlet Violet base set. That's not shipping. One Piece EV3. Here it is. He ordered shipping on, when was this? March 26th? He ordered shipping on March 26th. So then he hasn't ordered shipping. That's the problem, is he hasn't ordered shipping. I was kind of betting like he didn't. There it is. Good. Okay, so let me contact him. This is the fun stuff you do with running a little card shop. You get 100 of these going on. I looked your orders up in the website, and you never actually ordered shipping. Currently, you have a very small bag of cards. Okay, give me a second. You have a cloth AR and a SR. You have an SR One Piece card with the character that I don't know. And that's all that's in the bag. You last shipped in March, and that was delivered already. But for this tiny bag, you never ordered shipping on it. So it sits here until you order a round of shipping. All right, so I've answered his question. All right. He's in chat. He said he ordered it last night. Oh, I'm here. I ordered shipping last night. Ooh, how did you order it? Can I ask? Did you order it on the website? Computer, bring TCC to chat. On the website. So if we go to the website, let me zoom in here. If we go to the website, the last order was on May 29th. So what could have happened is you might have gotten into the website and set it up to order a round of shipping, but you might not have actually hit the button or something to actually send it through. So, but as you can see, the last order I received on my side was May 29th. And then I can actually check PayPal as well, because that's where it seems to come in through. Ooh, this is interesting. Actually, in PayPal, it says he sent me. It says correct. It says on June 11th, Tyrone sent me $30, but there's no website order for it. That sounds to me like a bug. Let me click on this. So you are in you're in PayPal. It says mobile payment on the website. Wow. Okay, so then none of this ever got serviced. Okay, so this is some kind of bug. That's very interesting. I guess we'll make a note of that. Yeah, so I showed you the website. The last order that registered in the website was May 29, but when I go to PayPal, PayPal says it received an order on June 11th. Whew. PayPal says shipping. All right, so Mr. Tyrone, I apologize for that. It sounds like we had something go wrong with the website, but I'm going to service it from PayPal. Okay, so it looks like you've got a Journey Together, a Stellar Crown. That is interesting. You know, I've had a couple other bugs too, where like I don't get an email for an order, but an order shows up anyways, and I'm supposed to get an email. Here we are. Okay, we got these two, and then we're gonna get you a round of shipping as well. So I apologize for that, and I'm glad we were able to figure that out. All right. I was over here thinking like, like maybe some other thing had happened. This is a pretty light shipment. I'm gonna lower the weight of it. So we ripping? Heck yeah, dude. We're gonna open those 2 packs for you. And then also I'll get this shipped out too. Now the next shipping day is Friday. So Miss Alexis will be here on Friday, all right? Okay, so I'll give you a bonus pack. Or I tell you what, I will give you a spot in the giveaway, a guaranteed spot. Here we are. So we'll give you this as a bonus too. There you go. So you're in the giveaway. Just leave it there. All right. Okay, cool. And maybe I'll give you a bonus. We'll give you a little bonus card. Here we go. So we got a little promo Ghastly. Now let's open these two up. Yeah, my bad, dude. Looks like it was a situation where you really did make a purchase, but it did not show up on the website at all. Like the website did not tell me. And the money showed up though in the PayPal account. Here's Combuskin Magmortar. Wonder why that happened. And also that means I have to be prepared for a scenario like that to occur again in the future. Okay. So this time, just some hollows. Those 2 packs had just some nice hollows in them. Luckily, you're getting the bonus Ghastly as well. So that promo Ghastly is a Cosmic Hollow, and he's just a very lovely card. Toss him here. And now we have shipping. Wow, shipping to you is really high. I wonder why it's so expensive. Your shipping's like, it's almost like the cost of priority shipping. Very interesting. Oh, and now USPS is requiring me to recalculate the price for tomorrow. Who do you use for shipping? I use Pirate. I use something called Stamps, stamps.com, and they have like software you can download. And I've been using that since I was a kid when my dad had his home business. And so I'm like super familiar with the software. I'm sure other software works exactly like it, but I just stick to it. I don't like it even. I feel like it's not that good of software. Like they need to improve it. One of my biggest gripes is it takes too long for it to load the price. Sometimes you have to sit there for like 10 minutes to get the price to load. I don't know why that is. All right, there we go. Bonus card. You got a bonus spot in the break for the inconvenience. And now we're aware that not only do sometimes emails go missing for the website, now we're aware that an actual payment can come through, not show up in the inside of the internal part of the website. And yes, it does show up in PayPal. So we're aware of that now. Very good. All right. Why don't I respond to your email too? After further investigation, looks like the order did not show up in the website, but it showed up in PayPal. So this was a website bug or failure. We corrected this for you, and now your items are going to be packaged and shipped on Friday. All right, so I do that just so that we have a follow up, so that we know how that ended. And then let's jump back over here to orders. Yeah, I wonder why that happened. Try out Pirate Ship. It takes less than 5 seconds. So I totally could do that. The only thing I have to say about that is I've got everybody's addresses already saved. in stamps right now. So it's kind of very convenient to have that. And so if I had to restart that, it would just be such a pain in the butt, man. Ready? Let's get a card up here. We've got an Oshawott poker card. That one graded 9 is just the next one off the top of the pile. Caputa. Look up Tuwekins kissing. So this is a Oshawott 9. How did it get the 9, by the way? These cards are usually really good. Oh, yeah, there's like a dot right there. Yeah, these poker cards, the black-white poker cards usually do grade 10, but as you can see, not 100% of the time. They were printed really well. All right, so we're going to say Oshawott. The Pokey Hub, something like that. So this Oshawott in the 10 is $140. What? That's crazy. All right. But in a 9, it's, oh wait, that isn't a 9. They want $200 for this in a 9. Nah, that's way too high. That's crazy. That makes no sense. Let me check sold, because I would imagine this is like a $40 card in a 9. Okay, yeah, here it is. So it did sell last for about $31. See, I know. We'll make this a $35 9. Very cute. There's one on eBay for 200, so my price is definitely better than that. Let's hand out another spot in this Shahir giveaway. We got Chris Hayworth. Chris Hayworth. Number 9. We got Tonka Tutsi. Tonka Tutsi. We got number 10. A Perez. A Perez. You keep saying it's my giveaway. Did I say Shahir? It's a Robbie. I'm sorry, man. All right, there it is. All right. Did I actually say that? My brain actually has no memory. All right. Fascinating. My computer loves me. How can I acquire the Oshawott? I love Oshawott. This is for sale for $35. You can go to the website and send a custom payment in for $35 and then say, I'm sending this in for Oshawott in the notes. You can, instead of using the website, if you want to buy it direct, you can just log into your PayPal and send the money over PayPal. And you can find a link to all of my payment systems in the description of the live stream. So you can head over to the description and search for ways to pay over there. Some people use the website. Some people just pay direct with like Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal. So either way will work. But he's for sale for $35. Now keep in mind, he also has to be shipped. So if you'd like to ship him, and he's the only card you're shipping is your first time order, I'll do $6 to ship him if you want to do that. We got to find some more cards. So we got this stupid Gengar graded 8, not even 9. He graded 8. It's kind of crazy to me because he looks so clean too. PSA just grades this super, super harsh. I mean, like, it didn't even get a 9. They're just like, nah, that's an 8. It's too damn high in California. Have a good one, chat. See you later, man. I don't remember doing that. Maybe it's because you're here in the stream and he's not here in the stream. All right, we'll grab this. There we go. All right. Scratching the hollow, maybe? Maybe. So let's get this Gengar. We're going to say Gengar trick or trade. Now, he goes for, as an 8, he goes for $20. So yes, we got plenty of 8s, plenty of 9s back. Too many, if you ask me. Here's an 8. We got this Doug Trio Evolutions 8. All right. Somebody notify Ivan. We got some Ivan cards here. So this guy's lovely. We're probably just going to do 25 on him and call it a day. Okay. That's from XY Evolutions. Ah, now here's the first serious card. So we got this Togepi. So I guess they consider the back of the card to be really off center. I'm curious. I'm gonna go look for this card. Where are the scissor slabs at? We might have one. So let's try Sealed Os Togepi. Ah, here's one graded 10. Perfect. Now I'm gonna flip it around. Now this is very confusing because when you look at the card, as you can see for this one, it has the same heavy off centering on the back. See that? Does the grader know this? I believe that the cards are asymmetrical. I'm not going to accept a 9 or an 8 on this if it's normal for it to be off center. The front of the card you can see is well centered. You can see there's a spacing here and spacing here that looks kind of similar. There's a spacing here and there's a spacing here that's kind of similar. Now on the back it appears to be very off center on the back, but that's the thing, that might just be the design. The reason why we have to question that kind of stuff is because so few of these actually exist. Now wait a second. No, wait a second. If we actually zoom in, what I'm seeing is actually it's kind of thin right here compared to here. So maybe they really did look at this. Let me look at the other one again. How close does that get on this one? No, no, they're actually almost identical. I take it back. That's tricky. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's worth the regrade. I just get this feeling like if I send this to another company, they're also going to mark it as too off center. So I don't know. Like they're not going to know what to do with it. These cards are so rare that it's not easy to tell what the standard is. I mean, when you turn it around, that looks off centered, but maybe it was intentionally printed that way. I would say on the back of mine, there's almost no white on the left side, but on the one in the picture, there is a sliver of white. So this is off center to the left. Yeah, so this is the left. So no, this must be slightly more off center than the other one. So it must be at least a 9. All right. That's fine. Have Jason Page sign it. Oh, I was hoping if he could sign it, that would raise the value by like $100. 150 if he says be the very best. AI would have caught that. Well, no, I mean, I'm looking at the finer details, and this is actually more off center on this side right here than the one in the picture. So it's a lopsided card, but it is slightly off center. So you got to keep investigating it until all the facts are there. Let's see. I had a lot of people ask me about this card right here. So there's some desire for this Togepi. I really wanted this card to be a 10. It's just not going to be one. Killing me. Just not going to be a 10. I have to see something too. Let me see. Regrades. Probably all the way up here somewhere. This might have been a regrade. This card right here might have been a regrade. I don't know. It had the Hound Downers with it. Maybe it's not a regrade. Oh, the Trico actually is a regrade as well. So hold on. There might have been a couple of regrades in here. I believe that the Trico was a regrade. The Slowpoke was a regrade. The Shining Mew was a regrade. The Blastoise Piplup is a regrade. What else is a regrade? Anything else? This is tricky because I'm not 100% sure if these cards line up with what's what, but did I take a picture of that Togepi at some point? No? Man, I should have taken a picture of it. I'm not seeing the Togepi. I wish I had a before picture of the Togepi. Oh, the Megumi card was a regrade from BGS 9.5, and that turned into a PSA 10, so that's a piece of information. Okay, what else? Anything else? Is Togepi up here somewhere? No? These are really old, some of these. So the Megumin card was actually a regrade from a 9.5 into a 10. And because that card's really specific. So we're sure that that one's actually a regrade. Actually, look, this one's a regrade too. Look, this says 2 PSA. And I believe we just got this one in the email that they talked about. Right. I think we regraded this one. So this one doesn't say where I sent it, but we just got one of these from PSA, got a 9. So that's a match. This is interesting. This one says this is PSA 9. It had a curled corner. We adjusted it and sent it back to PSA. Is this the exact Moltres we got that graded 7? Or did I open a new deck of cards? This card already came back too. This came back with tag and it was a 9, I think. Now look at this. 2 PSA grader TCC 9 for a legit issue on the finger where the texture is bad. Oh, because I didn't like the label. I'm saying I hated the label on this one, so I cracked it. The legit issue on the finger where the texture is bad. That must have been, this must have been label right here. So we regraded this. This turned into a PSA 9. Pretty accurate. I gave it a TCC 9. It turned into a PSA 9. Now look, we sent this out PSA 8 to PSA, and then it regraded into a PSA 8. They gave it the same grade. Same here. This went back to PSA, and it got a 9 again. This went from tag 9 to PSA, and it got a 9. Omar regrades. So these are more grades. Was tag 10 because of notch on bottom left corner? Must have meant to say tag 9. But look, that's a Houndoom. Now the question is this the same Houndoom? Or did I open up another box? Because that's a 10 now. Did I open up another box of the Rocket Returns? Because I might have opened a new box of it. Formula PSA 9, PSA 9. Here's some of the cards we're waiting to come back. Look at this Tyranitar. This graded PSA 9, has no visible flaws. This got PSA 5, sending to CGC in hope of minor miscut label. Cool. These are some of our hopefuls that we sent out. Was PSA 9 going to CGC as a light white dot on bottom back? God, I hope that gets a 10. Good heavens. Oh, look at this. PSA 7 to CGC. It does have a clear side off centering. So there's a different Moltres. So we have two open boxes of the Rocket Returns. Okay. Some of those were very recently cracked. It looks like I didn't bother taking a picture of the Togepi. I wish I had. I should have tracked it because I think this is the third time I've regraded it and it's still got an 8. That's too bad, man. Such a beautiful card, too. I could send it to CGC, but I just got this feeling they're going to give it an 8. All right. Togepi right now is one of my favorites on the table. By the way, what time is it? It's 5:51, huh? 5:51. We're running out of time. Togepi, Southern Islands. So let's take a quick look into an 8. Says here's an 8. Okay. I think the price on this Togepi is in an area that I really like it. And so what I think I'm going to consider doing on this one is turning it into one of those lightning breaks. So I'm going to hold that one for lightning break. He's too hot. Dark Hound Doom and Rocket Hound Dower. Those should be sold together as a pair, huh? Should I get this priced up right now? Okay. And we'll grab this. Obviously, if a card grades 10, we don't question it anymore. We get it ready for selling. It's funny now, you get your cards back from grading and you don't just immediately go, okay, an 8's an 8, a 9's a 9. You start analyzing the card for its possibility to grade higher with another company. All right, there we are. I gave that Togepi 3 times, and now it's time to give up on it. Black Deck Houndoom. Okay, Black Deck Houndoom. He's pricey. Now we have one with a modern cert on it, so I'll be looking for a comparable modern cert. So here's a modern cert for 500. What about this? And then here's a modern. No, that's not a modern cert on the Houndour. All right. When was that one graded? In the 6s. So and then this one was graded in the 13s. So I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna come in cheaper than it, but I'm gonna go with this. All right, there it is. Houndour and Houndoom. Let's get it a fat sleeve. Hey, what's up, Mr. Soul Despair? How's it going? We'll do this. Okay. All right. There it goes. Really puts things into perspective, you know. Sometimes you see like a modern holographic card and it costs like $60 or something, or maybe like 50. And it's like, well, why should that cost so much? Well, because Dark Houndoom and Houndour are going to be like almost $400 a piece. That's why. So here they are, 480 and 350. 830. Okay. So it says 830 times 2 because it's 2 slabs. That card's ready for slab away. Mr. Scott says on May 27th, I placed 2 orders for Scented Heroes and 1999 tops. Do you have a tracking number or know when I can expect these to arrive? So that says Scott with an SC. So I just got an email from a Mr. Scott. He's asking about shipping. Scott O'Connor. These cards are right here. Are you in the stream, Mr. Scott? He's probably new. Let me respond to him. All right. Hey, Scott, it seems I have these cards right now with me. We do not ship your cards after your order unless you purchase a round of shipping too. That's the normal way we operate. Shipping can be found on the website. I can take a custom order of $6 for shipping if this is your first time shipping. Let's see. So I answered his question. Quick email there. Okay. Close that up. Scott O'Connor is over here. Put that back. Now, what else we got? We got this crazy Eddie Brock Venom card. Oh man, that's cool. Why did it grade 9, I wonder? I really wanted this one to grade 10. But it got a 9, huh? Is it the lip? Watch this. Let me zoom in. Look in this upper corner. See that? That is a lip. See that? Is that why it graded 9? Did it grade 9 because they found a lip on it? Do they not accept lips? 'Cause I'm looking for. Ooh, actually, here, wait. Maybe it's this. Oh, look at those sparkly dots on the bottom. So there's not enough paint on that corner. So the card has a flaw on it. I wonder if that could potentially pass as a 10 with another company. You know, that's the thing about 10s. Sometimes companies let a card through as a weak 10. And so if you got a really nice card, you want to take another shot at it, you can take another shot at it. But that doesn't guarantee that it grades 10. It might just grade 9 again. If tag was open, I'd definitely consider regrading with tag. Tag's pretty harsh too. But the question is, would it interpret those dots as a flaw? Wonder if CGC would interpret it as a flaw. Here's a separate Hound Dower if you're just a Hound Dower lover. So let's get him into a sleeve because we just figured out the price on this. Some Sharpie. Magic the Gathering has lots of quality control issues. That's right. Well, that's what I talked about. I said that the reason Magic cards are so impressive as a 10 is because how rare it is to actually get one to grade 10. It's really difficult to get a 10 on these. That doesn't look good, does it? Let's try this again. Got to draw this 3 smaller. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to say 3, 5, 0. That's, oh, man. I'm going to get a price gun, bro. I've been writing prices on cards for many years. And I'm at a point in life where it has to look right or I'm going to get angry. There you go. Problem solved. Okay, you get some fat sticker. 350. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Main reason most people don't grade them, plus people want to play with them, not slab. Look at this. So this was a successful regrade. This went from a 9.5 with BGS into a 10 with PSA. More proof that BGS 9.5s do tend to cross. Okay, so this is Explosion Magic. How did I even obtain this? Did I get this perhaps from Brandon? I don't know how I obtained this. All right. I think I would have gotten this from Brandon because I don't think I would have. This says Explosion Magic. I don't know what set this even comes from. Probably Sneaker Bunko or something. And the thing is, I wouldn't have opened it for myself. And I remember he did not love 9.5s at all. And he didn't have the same patience that I do to get these regraded. So now here we are, maybe a whole year in the future, but it's finally done. And now we're sitting on a PSA 10. Okay, here it is. So I found it. There's one in auction, but how about a sold one? I don't even know what to price it at. Maybe I should wait for this auction to finish. How long for the auction? I think it just started. It was at like $6. It's in Germany. It has $46 shipping. Tough. Oh, and that's the Japanese for. Oh, we have the Japanese version. Okay, that is correct. So we have the triple R plus. Let's go try to find a triple R plus of this. Explosion Magic triple R plus. Okay, let's see. We're gonna say Y Schwartz as well. Real Explosion Magic triple R. No, this is not it. I'm having trouble pricing this one. I'd love to have some. I'd love to have some feedback from you guys. That's not right. Excuse me. All right. Little cough there. I guess I'm not perfect. Here we are. Explosion Magic. I think I found it. So it's $175 according to this. Let's see. 023. The numbers match. All right, we have a price. Well, if it's 175, this card feels like it belongs in the Waifu shuffles, which could use an upgrade. So we're setting that to the side for the Waifu shuffles. We've been needing something like that. I got a 9.5 BGS, my favorite Magic card, and they're sorting through a stack of 50 of them using Mister's method. Using Mister's methods? My methods? I have methods? I used the Mister method. The Mister method. All right, I'll just check the queue to see if any new orders came in. It's 6 p.m. I think we're going to wrap up here, guys. Yeah, so 6 p.m. has arrived. That's wrapping up time. What kind of cards we got still left to price? This poor guy got an 8. This Clefairy, this Cerulege, Ivysaur 9, Bulbasaur 10, Ivysaur 10, Venusaur 10. Ooh, that should be a group. We should host a break on those in the future. What are the kind of things we got? We're pricing up all these slabs that just came back, guys. We really desperately need, see, that got a 9. We desperately need fresh cards going into the Poke Shuffle and into the live customs, and yes, even into the Waifu Shuffle. So you're going to see a lot of that going on. A lot of restocks going on. Desperately needed. And now we have another PSA submission coming back, so I'm very happy about this. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I'll be back for the nighttime stream. I think what you mostly saw were just large booster pack orders. I don't think anyone bought any spots in any breaks today. I think maybe everyone's waiting to see what some of these PSA slabs come back as. We've been pricing up a couple of them. We got not too many done, actually, because there were a lot of orders, but we just got a big one done. The Dark Houndoom, Dark Houndour. I'd like to point out that this is actually also sequential, so 190, 189. So this is a this is a pretty special combination. The freshest cert possible on it. You can also buy the Houndour as a standalone card, and then here's another 8, here's another 9. So we're just getting started. We just got a lot of cards to go through, and you're going to see more progress being made tonight on those. And then, of course, we still have all of our standard breaks going on. But again, I didn't see any big progress on them. What we did see, we saw a number of people jumping into those Poke Shuffles, and There's a new trade break. We saw a lot of people going into those pokey shuffles, and we'll probably be stuffing those pokey shuffles with new cards as we go through this PSA submission, get it all priced. So we're going to have brand new cards to place into the pokey shuffle going forward. So I'll see you there for the nighttime stream, and we'll see how busy, how crazy it is, okay? See you there, guys.